Bearcats All Access, sponsored by Ultrafiber.
There has been a lot of success stories across the Cincinnati athletics program over the last year, but maybe none talked about nationally more than the Cincinnati baseball team. Welcome to Bearcats All Access. I'm your host, Marshall Kramsky, and we got a special edition this week. We're talking a lot of baseball as the Bearcats prepare for another big season. Coming off of a huge season, head coach Jordan Bischel got the Cincinnati baseball team to a regional last year under the brand of baseball that they like to call around here Bischel ball. They have fun. This team is different than a lot of teams you'll see across the country. We'll hear from one of their star players, Jack Natilli, who was on the team last year, was a great player, second team All Big 12. Now he's being looked at on some charts as a preseason All-American on some lists. We have a great show. It all starts with Jordan Bischel. We talk about last year, the future, and his love for Disney. Yeah, that is coming up right now on Coach's Corner, sponsored by Ultrafiber. This is Bearcats All Access, and it starts right now. Coach, maybe you believed it, but outside the building, not many people did, that you could have the kind of season that you did last year, getting to a regional. When you look back at it, what went right for you guys?
Yeah, I think we just have the right people in the room, in the building, on the field. Starting with the student athletes, it's just a group that was awfully motivated, had something to prove, was very coachable, dealt with adversity really well, and then just our staff, and that's so much different than years ago for me from smaller schools. When I say our staff, our coaches, the people that support our coaches, our mental health team, our strength and conditioning, our athletic training, John Cunningham and his team, and the support. Like, there's a lot that's poured into this, and that gives our student athletes the best chance to succeed. And so, again, that's probably why it didn't shock me, is because I knew we had a lot of the right pieces on the field, and I knew they were surrounded with a lot of really amazing people, and you do that, a lot of good things can happen.
When you have the success back-to-back years that you've had, your name quickly has risen to one of the more respected, call it, prospects in Division I college baseball. You signed an extension here. Why'd you make that decision?
Well, this place is awesome. I mean, that's the real honest answer. We live in the Sycamore School District. Luke Parker Chase, third grade, first grade. Great school system. They're happy. They got great friends. Got great support system. Katie loves it here. She's incredibly involved at their school. And so when your family's happy, that's. People forget we do have lives away from the job, and so number one, everybody's happy there, which is huge. But then all the stuff I just talked about with the support we have here and the kids we're coaching, this place is awesome. So I just don't think there's many better jobs in the country, and for me right now, there's not a better job. This is where we're the happiest, and so it really was an easy decision to say let's keep trying to build this thing.
So you've hit the reset button. You exceeded expectations last year. What does the next step look like for UC baseball this season?
We've had that question a few times, and to me, the next step is kind of the same steps in a sense. Sustainability to me is the mark of a really good program. Growing up in Wisconsin, Wisconsin basketball, I thought under Bo Ryan was one of the most impressive things I saw, in that every year they were a factor. He got criticized a little. They didn't make Final Fours. They'd win the Big Ten and get bounced in the Sweet 16, whatever it was. And to me, the impressive thing was every single year they're competing to win the Big Ten. That is really, really hard to do. And then what you saw with Bo Ryan is you keep banging on that door, and they played him back-to-back Final Fours late in his career. And to me, the mark is, can we do it consistently? And what's cool about the Big 12 is if every year we can compete in that league and do well in that league, whether it's winning the league some years, whether it's middle of the pack, whatever that is, if we're consistently competitive in the Big 12, it means we're consistently beating teams that can compete on a national scale, right? Like the teams we're beating in our league can win in the NCAA tournament. We saw that every year. We see that. And so that consistency hopefully would lead to eventually you're going to have some bigger breakthroughs, but it may not be. Sometimes just good luck, a ball finds a hole, whatever, but you got to keep banging on that door. And if you do, you put yourself in those situations enough, a lot of big good things are going to happen. But I don't think it's, hey, we need to win a regional or we need to host a regional. Those things will take care of itself if we just keep preparing the right way, keep putting the same competitive product on the field. And some years, a couple guys are going to have massive years, and it's going to lead to this breakthrough. But it's not really a building breakthrough. It's more a sustainability to me.
Coming up on Bearcats All Access, it's another edition of the Let's Rain podcast with Dan Hoare. Dan, joined by UC legend Gary Clark, coming up.
This segment is sponsored by Furniture Fair.
Up next, we have another edition of the Let's Rain podcast with Dan Hoare. Dan is joined virtually this week by a UC legend, Gary Clark, tuning in from Japan. Clark was an under-recruited kid from North Carolina and became a household name for Bearcats fans. Here's a portion of the interview, and make sure to check out the full thing on YouTube and Spotify.
Well, first day I got kicked out. You know, my agent called and said, "Hey, Cubs just selected you." I was like, "Yeah, I just saw it." So we used to have to look on the internet.
Yeah. We never seen a paper nail. I didn't know if it was nails in it or not. You know,
got me chills with that. Wow. What?
Did you even think you were going to make the team?
no. Jersey doesn't really fit me. There's no name on my jersey.
It is so great to be able to say konnichiwa to our guest, a Bearcat legend now playing professional basketball in Japan. He was the American Athletic Conference Player of the Year and an All-American as a senior. Of course, I am speaking of Gary Clark. So, Gary, here's my first question for you. Have you learned how to say the problem in Japanese?
No, I have not. That's actually hilarious. I haven't asked any of the guys yet about that one. That hasn't really taken on over here. I think they're more thrilled about calling me GC.
Gotcha. I visited Japan about 20 years ago. I went to Tokyo and Kyoto. I loved it. It was a tremendous place to visit, but that's very different from living in Japan. What's the experience been like for you?
I mean, it's been pretty cool. It's one place that I've always wanted to visit. I visited once when I was in the NBA. We actually came over with the Rockets for like a week and a half, and there really wasn't much exploring to do because we were just a bunch of basketball stuff. But so far, for year two, it's been pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Just how advanced they are, how intentional they are and efficient they are with pretty much everything. The food has been incredible, and the people are just so kind and helpful. So there's not much of a language barrier as I thought it was going to be. So far it's been great. Honestly, I really enjoyed my time here. I find a new food spot just about once a month.
All right, I'm going to wrap this up by running off a list of accomplishments and superlatives, and I want you to tell me which of these things means the most to you.
Okay.
You hold the UC record for most games started, 137 starts. You're third all-time in rebounding. You were the two-time defensive player in the conference. You were the player of the year in the conference your senior year. And you earned your UC degree. So of all of those things, what means the most to you?
I would say my UC degree, because I was the first person in my family to get a college degree. Pretty big time. And after that would be the rebounding one. Because, I came in and that's all I knew. And, it worked out for me.
You're one of only two players in history to lead the team in rebounding 4 straight years. Thanks for staying up late. It's a 14-hour time difference between where I am right now and where you are right now. So thank you so much. Stay healthy. Have a great remainder of the season. Congratulations on the wedding. And I hope we have the opportunity to chat again sometime soon.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Dan. You have a good one. We'll definitely be in touch. I'll be in Cincinnati this summer.
Coming up, we head back to the diamond with one of the key pieces for the Cincinnati Bearcats baseball team. Jack Natili back for another season with big expectations. Jack sits down with me on this week's Bearcat Spotlight, sponsored by Furniture Fair. Coming up. The Cincinnati Bearcats baseball team last year exceeded expectations, made it to a regional. They became one of the biggest talks around campus. A big part of that was due to one of their star players, Jack Natili, back for another season. He sits down with me on this week's edition of Bearcat Spotlight, sponsored by Furniture Fair. Last year was a wild ride for Cincinnati baseball. Getting to a regional, so many people from the outside learning about the program, becoming believers in a program. What was that ride like for you?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, felt like being part of the team, we were paving a new path for UC baseball, kind of venturing into some uncharted territory in terms of getting an at-large bid in a regional and moving on to play for the first time since 2019. So yeah, it was really special to be a part of that. Really special to get our names called.
Something that guys who played in college know about, maybe others don't, is what the clubhouse is like. What being a baseball player is very different than any other sport. What's your favorite part of being a part of the guys at UC?
Honestly, sometimes, I've said this before, it feels like a reality TV show. Every day, like, I show up and there's something new going on or something new someone's talking about, and it's really kind of just fun to be a part of that and have a group of friends that, like, you're very close with and you can always be around. But yeah, it's lots of fun, lots of goofy stuff, but it's great. What's something about you that fans, followers, people don't know about? This is one of my oldest tricks, but I'm very good at solving a Rubik's Cube. Oh? It's like one of the things I learned. I was obsessed with it when I was like 12 years old.
What's your time?
When I was 12, like when I used to do it consistently in practice and like compete at it, it was like anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds. But if I did it right now, it'd probably take me like 45 seconds to a minute.
How dare it take you so long? How do you think like Rubik's Cube, problem solving, that kind of stuff translates into your game?
In a lot of ways, I guess you could say like it's the problem solving piece of it, but also like in baseball in general, like never gonna always know the answer. You know, in the middle of a season, maybe you're struggling, maybe you're doing great, but it's kind of just persevering through it and learning how to do it, and trusting that eventually you'll solve the Rubik's Cube. So this is a lot more expectations this year for UC baseball than there has been in the past because of what you guys have put out on the field. We saw an uptick in fans last year, but there's always room for improvement. What's something that you could tell potential UC baseball fans that if they come out to a game, what are they going to see? I could say anything. It's going to be probably the most like electric game of baseball you're going to watch. I think if you come to the games already, you're going to know that, but that's kind of like one of our core pieces to our process as our team is bringing energy and enthusiasm to the field, and that helps us win games, but that also like really kind of pushes who we are as a brand and what we deliver to the fans.
Coming up on Bearcats All Access, we go back to last week where the Cincinnati Bearcats basketball team took down number 2 Iowa State. We relive the legendary win coming up. The last time the Cincinnati men's basketball team played at Fifth Third Arena, it was rocking. A day Bearcat fans will not soon forget. Cincinnati taking down number 2 Iowa State 79-70. Day Thomas led the way for the Bearcats, dropping 19 points. Jizzle James added another 15, and Baba Miller stuffing the stat sheet with 12 boards and some stellar defense. Let's relive that massive win for the Cincinnati Bearcats men's basketball team.
I'm really happy for our players.
Historic day in Cincinnati, Ohio.
They keep trying to figure out how to just get a little bit better because they've had some heartbreaking losses, and I'm just glad they get to feel it.
Listen to the crowd here at Fifth Third Arena.
And I'm happy that our fans get to experience, Cincinnati basketball playing at the level that it's supposed to tonight.
Second in the country in offensive efficiency, second in defensive efficiency.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with this Iowa State team looking to find that offensive rhythm because Cincinnati prides himself on their defense. It's what they lead with. The rim protectors on this Bearcats team, one of the best in the nation at blocking shots.
Do you think they can make life tough for Iowa State today?
I think they can make it tough, but I think Iowa State gets back to work. Momcilovic, big night, especially from behind the three-point line.
Cincinnati with control of the basketball in their white uniforms. Iowa State in the gold uniforms with the red trim.
Now they get it into the short corner. A drive to the hoop by Lipsy. Puts it off the glass and scores.
They go inside Jefferson. Miller got a piece of it. Jefferson got it right back and finished underneath. They Thomas, floater on the baseline for the first Bearcat basket.
Watch right here. As soon as Day catches it, gets right to that floater.
Kept alive on the offensive glass. Jizzle James knocks down the three.
There's the welcome sight for the Bearcats.
This is going to be a great matchup all night long. Harris on Lipsy.
Cincinnati, very strong defensive ball club. Man, you see it right there. Harris just harassing on defense.
Referees letting them play.
That's what it's all about. Let them play. Let the players decide what it is.
Jefferson, he lost it. Baba Miller's there to take it over. Here comes Baba with the right hand.
That's smooth. 6'11", 7 feet tall, able to push the ball full court finish. Man, Cincinnati, there was a mix-up in communication. They're going to have to fix that.
Celestine knocks down the three for Cincinnati, and they take the lead. Marked it up. Celestine, second in a row.
Wow, that's confidence. That's confidence. You got the fast break. You got numbers. Maybe you go for a layup or a dunk. Nah, he's pulling up for three. And right now, Cincinnati all over Iowa State.
Hey, keep it up. And have you figured this out yet? That if you work for a live ball stop, what can you get? Offensively, if you'll keep playing, is it crazy? Is the defense crazy?
Could have asked for a better start for the Bearcats as they're on top 13-8. They've made 3 of 6 from 3. And out of the break, it's another turnover on the Cyclones. Celestine cannot be stopped.
Celestine has come off the bench, and he has given them a major spark. Offensively, Cincinnati is absolutely on fire.
Lipsy at the free throw line, and he missed everything. Thomas spots up a 3. It's raining triples in Cincinnati.
But tonight, they're letting it fly. They're playing with confidence and consistency.
Keep being the guy to move the ball. If you ever feel yourself where they're set and they're watching, just go find somebody. And then we get to the next thing and everybody hoops.
9-8 on the season as Keyshawn Tillery and the acrobatics in the lane. Lipsy takes the screen and makes the Bearcats pay. Abayev, what a feed. The dime inside to Keyshawn Tillery. Taven Lipsy will brush off with the shoulder to get some space. So James has 5 points, looking for more. Puts on the moves. An offensive rebound and a putback for Mustafa Cham. Harris was blocked, but McKinley is back out there after going down hard. Torrey, turnaround, tough shot for the freshman. The big fella. Mustafa Cham knocks down the 3.
Cham knocks down the 3 and he gives the ice ward in my vein sign.
A good first frame for the Bearcats up by 4.
Cincinnati started out strong, really put their imprint on this ball game, struggled down the stretch, but the Bearcats lead by 4 right now over the number 2 team in the nation.
All right, I want you to get your head around it. All 5 getting every single loose ball and keep going after the board. We're +7 on the board and we're 15 right at our mark. Keep meeting passes and being strong. And I loved it.
So James trying to feed it inside to Miller. He's swarmed in the corner. What a pass.
That is a big-time pass.
Thomas knocks it down. Chilovich off the screen. He doesn't miss those often. You give him even just an inch of space, he's going to knock it down. Now Miller, they left him wide open. And the 3 goes down. He is so happy because up until that point, Baba Miller was just 2 for 24 on the year from 3. Wow. Thomas after the errant pass from Lipsy on the baseline out of bounds. Turnover leading to points for Cincinnati.
You see Jizzle James knocked down the mid-range too.
Really good screen by Baba Miller to get him open. Skip pass, Miller, Celestine.
Miller has done a great job of recognizing how this Iowa State defense tips the court. Iowa State traps that baseline.
Great feed. Extra pass, McKinley puts it on the deck and then puts it in.
Offensive execution. Jizzle James realized there was nothing on the baseline. Got out there before the trap, reversed the ball, and you see McKinley. Another careless turnover. Let's see what Cincinnati does with it.
Thomas, the mid-range jam.
And now that's 18 points off of turnovers for the Bearcats. And another turnover.
Wow, Jizzle James gets in the pocket. Baseline. Floater for Jizzle. Harris to the cup.
Harris getting shifty, changing gears in the lane, finishing with the inside hand. And I'll tell you what, Cincinnati right now has a stranglehold on this game.
Miller double team inside. Harris, another layup.
Provision. Harris slapping the floor. Iowa State on the ropes.
Chilovich for 3.
That is how you quiet the crowd. Chilovich down the triple. Rush and take bad shots against his zone defense. Take your time, figure it out.
Day-Day pulls. Big three from Day-Day Thomas. Day-Day Thomas.
You can see the bounce in his step.
Back to Chisel. James with 10 to shoot. He pops from the free throw line. James looking for it. Feeds it inside. Sincere Harris.
Day-Day Thomas, James, Harris, it doesn't matter. Any of the guards that are getting that matchup up top are playing big time down the stretch for Cincinnati.
22. Momcilovic from the parking lot.
I'm about to say no way.
Miller sky high for the rebound. 15 seconds to go on a historic day in Cincinnati, Ohio.
The crowd can feel it.
The fans will storm the court as the Bearcats knock off number 2 Iowa State, their first win against a top 2 team in this building since 1967.
The UC Bearcats have knocked off the number 2 team in the country on a memorable day in Clifton. The final score, Cincinnati 79, Iowa State 70, and the fans are storming the court.
As they should. What a game right now. These Bearcats, they deserve it all.
That's about all the time we have this week on Bearcats All Access. The Cincinnati men's basketball team plays Arizona State later tonight. We'll have you covered going forward. Thanks so much for tuning in for another week of Bearcats All Access, and make sure to tune in every week, 11:30 a.m. right here on WCPO 9.